Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Today I am going to begin where Imam alayhi salam talks about vegetable kingdom. Imam alayhi salam wants us to consider how agriculture is ordained to thrive. 100 or so grains spring from just a single seed. 100 or so grains spring from just a single seed. Think this way: a single grain from a single seed would have been logical. Why then such multiplication? Surely to amplify the grain so that the same may serve as food to last till the next crop, beside provision as a seed for the farmers. Similar in the case with fruits and vegetable trees. One seed give rise to multiple fruits and vegetables. Also see how the grains of wheat and other similar grains are arranged layer by layer in a hard shell to protect it. Then Imam alayhi salam wants us to consider the seeds. Consider the seed stone embedded in the fruit, that it may serve to propagate a substitute in case a tree perishes due to some calamity. Just a nice commodity of constant utility, which is preserved so that if an accident occurs at one place, it can be carried to another place and keep multiplying and propagating. Who has planned all this? Surely he who is the omniscient ordainer. And what purpose is served thereby? Surely that man may enjoy the fruits and flowers. But how is strange that instead of gratefulness for such boons, men would deny the donor altogether. Consider the propagation of plants and various species of vegetation. The need for nutrition for plant is as much as for animals. However, they have no mouths to feed themselves, nor can they move about to work for acquiring their food. They have therefore been gifted with nutrition under the earth to receive their nutrients for transmission to their branches, leaves, and fruits. The earth serves to them as mother, from which they suck their nutrients through their roots, which serves as a mouth to obtain their food, just as the young ones of animals feed on the milk from their mother's breast. Then Imam alayhi salam, talking about roots of a plant, and compared it with the pegs of a tent. Imam alayhi salam says, don't you see the pegs propping up straight without the fear of fall or bending the tent by means of a rope tied tightly? Similarly, you will find every plant reared in the earth by the roots spreading in all directions to support it. How could the massive tree stand steady against the storms? It is possible just because of those roots. Then Imam alayhi salam wants us to consider the production of the leaves of the plant. See the intertwined in its texture, something comparable to the root system, extending all along its length and breadth. Some of them have fine capillaries joined with thicker ones. If they were to be prepared by hand, man would not have been able to do the job on a single tree in a year's time. In a few days of this spring season, such abundant foliage came into being that the mountains and lowland regions of the earth get filled with them. By the way, what is the principle underlying these fine capillaries? They are interwoven in the texture of the leaf to irrigate them, just as the network of the capillaries in the body carries nutrients to all parts. There is yet another ingenuity in the thick veins of the leaves. Because of their resilience and strength, they hold fast the leaf texture to prevent them from being torn. Then Imam alayhi salam wants us to consider the creeper plants. These weak creepers being forth such massive these weak creepers bring forth such massive gourds, cucumbers, and melons. What ingenuity has gone into its design, since it was ordained that it will bear such a large product. The plant is designed to spread on the earth. Had it not been like the other plants standing straight, it would have broken down before they ripe. See how it lays on the ground to put the burden of its product on the earth, while the roots of these creepers spread in the earth while the product lying on the earth. Consider the fact that these creepers grows only in set season, suited for them. In the fiery heat of summer, for example, when people welcome them joyfully. In addition, they may cause ailments in winter. It sometimes happens that cucumbers are produced in winter. The people avoid them generally, except the gluttons or overeaters. Then Imam alayhi salam want us to consider the things which we consider worthless. You may perhaps doubt the utility of plant life and the wastelands and plains where no human life exists, and think it to be altogether meaningless and useless. It is not so. The wild animals feed their own, and their grains is used by birds as food. Their twigs and wood is used as fuel by men. The most worthless of all these are the cow dung and excreta. Consider the benefits from them to agriculture and vegetables. They are such benefits which have no parallel. No vegetable can be worthwhile unless it is provided with manure, which is so obnoxious that one abhors to go near it. Imam alayhi salam says that the worth of a commodity does not depend on its monetary value alone. It possesses two different values in two different markets. It sometimes happens that a commodity which is worthless in economic market, and yet the same is valuable in the market of knowledge. Imam alayhi salam even talks about human excreta. Imam alayhi salam says that just notice what high value human excreta would have been if its properties were known to alchemists. It is a fact that certain experiments of alchemy cannot be conducted without human excreta. Nowadays, we know a lot of probiotics are made using this and the value of probiotics. So it was now the time for the afternoon prayers, and Imam alayhi salam told Mufaddhal to come the next day, God willing. Mufaddhal returned quite happily because of the information he obtained from Imam alayhi salam. He said he thanked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the valuable information he received and spent the night in perfect peace. So inshallah, in the next session, I will talk about what Imam alayhi salam says about natural disasters.